Good morning, Year 5. Today, we will talk about how long does it take for the Earth to go around the Sun, or the revolution of the Earth around the Sun. Each planet in the solar system has two types of movement, okay? Rotation of the planet around its axis, okay? And the revolution of the planet around the Sun in fixed orbit. We take an example, Earth planet. Earth planet has two types of movement, rotation and revolution, okay? Rotation of the Earth, meaning the spinning of the Earth around its tilted axis, and the time taken by Earth to make one complete rotation around its tilted axis is known as day, okay? So, Earth takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation or one spinning around its tilted axis, and this calls sequence of day and night. The Earth's tilted axis responsible for the day's hours, okay, sometimes not equal night hours, okay? And today, I will talk about the revolution of the Earth around the Sun in its orbit, okay? The revolution of Earth around the Sun and the revolution of other planets around the Sun caused by the effect of Sun's gravity, okay? Where gravity is a natural pulling force, a type of natural force exerted by objects on each other. The gravity determined by the mass of the object, where if the mass of the object increase, so it's a gravitational force or gravity increase. So the Sun has massive gravity, which is responsible for keeping each planet in its orbit and responsible also for the revolution of each planet around it in its fixed orbit, okay? So, as the Sun is the largest body in our solar system, its powerful gravity attracts all other planets toward it and keep each planet in its own orbit. What happens if the Sun's gravity vanished? Without the Sun's gravity, a planet will fly off into the space and lost in a space, okay? Without revolution of the planet in its orbit, the gravity will pull it straight into the Sun, leading to explosion of the planet, okay? Where the gravitational force of the planet and the gravitational force of the Sun, both of them responsible for keeping the planet its own orbit, okay? Because gravitational force of the planet is act as a pushing force, while Sun's gravity act as a pulling force, and the combination of two forces responsible for keeping the planet its own, revolving in its own orbit and not fall down into the Sun or not escape into outer space or lost into outer space, okay? The image in front of you reveal the revolution of the Earth around the Sun, okay? Where the Earth complete one revolution around the Sun in year or 365 quarter days, okay? And this is a revolution, or this is movement of the Earth responsible for sequence of 4 seasons. We know that the Earth is divided into two halves, okay? Each half is known as hemisphere. So we have northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, okay? When in the northern hemisphere is winter, the southern hemisphere in summer, and vice versa. When the northern hemisphere in summer, so the southern hemisphere in winter, okay? And this goes due to the Earth's tilted axis. So again, the Earth takes 365 quarter days, which mean 1 year, to complete one revolution around the sun. And this is called sequence of 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Okay? So from previous, we conclude that each planet found in the solar system has year and day, where the year of the planet calculated by the time taken by the planet to make one revolution around the sun in its own orbit, while the day time is calculated by the time taken by the planet to make one rotation around itself or around its axis. Okay? The year and the day differ from planet to another. Okay? This figure illustrate the sequence of 4 seasons. Okay? Look at this part. The northern hemisphere has winter season, while the southern has summer season. Okay? After the rotation, the northern is spring, while the southern hemisphere has autumn. Okay? And after that, northern hemisphere has summer season and southern hemisphere has winter season. Then, okay, in this case, the northern hemisphere has autumn or fall season and the southern has spring, and so on. Okay? Pluto. In summer season, the number of days hours are more than nights hours. Okay? Because in summer season, the part of the earth become nearer to the sun, while in winter season the number of days hours are less than nights hours. Okay? Because the part which has winter season become far away from the sun. But in spring and autumn seasons, the number of days hours are nearly equal nights hours. The last point, I will illustrate it in this lesson, the meaning of dwarf planets. Pluto was considered one of the planets in the solar system until 2006. After that, NASA agency excluded Pluto from the planets and make another name for Pluto. It considered as a dwarf planet. So what's meant by dwarf planets? Dwarf planets are rocky bodies, have enough gravity to be rounded and rotate around the sun after Neptune in a region called the Kuiper Belt. Okay? But they differ from the planets in, number one, their sizes are relatively small compared to the smallest one of the planets. Okay? And also, there are some objects sharing the dwarf planets in their orbits. Okay? So, their orbits not cleared around the sun. Pluto, Ceres, Makemake, Haumea, and Eris, there are 5 dwarf planets, okay, discovered by NASA agency. Okay? Thank you. Year 5.